All right. Back in the bay. Went to the track. Had a good time. Let me show you what we're doing next. Service time. All right. So we were at Cecil County the day before yesterday. Yesterday, we got the car out of here, took the injectors out. We sent the injectors down back to atomizer, right? So they go back to this guy right here. If anybody needs injectors, check this guy out. You're not going to beat the prices. They're awesome. He's the guy, okay? Billet atomizer. Jack. French. Call him up if you need anything servicing. When I tell you the best as far as customer service, guy goes way out of his way to make you happy. So we sent the injectors out to get serviced. They've been in the car for whatever, 2-3 seasons already, and we always keep them clean. We always keep them lubed up, but we're going to send them out and get them serviced because we want to make sure we're ready for when we go down to Florida. No guts, no glory. Here we come again. So we're going to go down there this time and hang out and do some stuff, meeting a couple of friends of ours from all over the place. Okay, so Myron and them guys are coming down from Michigan again. So we're going to hang out with them. A couple of Ford guys. And the other thing we're going to do is, so yesterday we sent them out. I took a trip real quick up to S&W Race Cars. They had the stuff laid out for me, waiting for me, because I needed a couple of things, and I wanted to make sure I was getting the right stuff that I want. Let me show you what I'm making. All right. So what are we doing? A couple of things.
What are we doing?
Most important thing is, right now, so we're going to send the shocks, these are QA1 mod shocks. We're going to take the shocks off, and we're going to send them out to get serviced. Okay, because at one point, these are nitrogen filled. At one point, we went to check them, and they actually bled out, and we filled them back up with regular air, which is, I guess it's okay, they said, but it ain't the best. Plus, we had that issue where we broke the mount when the tire blew out on the dyno, and they've been on here for 2 seasons already. So, so now listen to this. So here we've been thinking about doing. I've seen this before.
We've seen people take old shocks and change
just
the
put an
whole
old
thing,
shock in and
that's a lot of work.
Put a shock in it, like take that shock out and put a shock in it. So when you're traveling, so here's the thing: when this thing's in the trailer, right? That shock is moving because you're tying it down by the chassis. If you tie it down by the body, the straps are moving and moving. They always come loose. So when you strap it down by the rear, well, the body moves up and down. So the way we tie the car down in the front, it's tied down solid in the front. So the front can't go up and down. It's pretty much locked in place.
I mean, the body moves a little bit, but
not
as much
as you. Almost nothing, okay?
If I leave stuff in the front of the trailer, it won't move off the counter.
The back of the trailer is always bouncing. The back of the body is going up and down. So I remember we're going back like 10 years ago when we had Dave Morgan here and we did some chassis classes here, and I seen this. So you put a car in a trailer, you drive to the track. If you come over here and feel the shock, like you feel the shock, they're hot, okay? And what happens is it actually boils because you're going down the road, it's moving, okay?
The fluid in it.
So the guy at the shock place just told me 1 mile
in the trailer
is like 15 miles of driving down the road, okay? Because of the swaying up and down. All right, now.
They've probably been 20 or 10,000 miles.
They've been 10,000 miles in a trailer for sure. All right, but now Dave Morgan told us that what happens is from them shooting up and down, he goes, if you go up, he goes, just drive to the track. And you guys could do this too. You all got race cars, right? Drive to the track and go back there and feel the shock and see how hot it gets. Sometimes they get so hot. I just talked to Tom at S&W and I told him what I was doing. He's like, yep, that's a really good idea to have that. Okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to make supports that we can pin in there real quick and take them off so that it's rigid when it's going down and the shock doesn't have any movement in it. Okay? He said to me, he goes, yeah, we drove down to Florida. He goes, we went to unload the car from the trailer. He goes, and I noticed the shock was leaking. Well, he goes, we went to touch it and it was so hot. Same thing. Exactly what Dave used to tell me. They boil and then they bleed out because the oil bleeds out of them.
Boils over.
Well, now the shock's no good. Obviously, that's what dampens the shock is the oil inside of it. Okay, so we've been meaning to do this. Josh has been
I've been haunting him for
me about doing this, and we didn't. But now that I'm sending the shocks out, I'm definitely going to have that done, and then we're going to make these things up. So basically, we bought a whole bunch of hind joints and stuff yesterday. I'm going to make 2 bars that are going to hook up. I don't want to start welding more stuff on. They sell, I mean, I seen them someplace, I remember, somewhere, I think it was on one of the sites on Facebook. Guy had like universal ones. They're like $450 or something for a set. Okay, and they basically, you weld a couple tabs and stuff on and you could pin it.
Well, I mean, we got a bunch of bars and brackets already.
All right, so this was an original wheelie bar bracket.
Yep.
And then we moved this over, another support. And then if you look on top of here, like right here, this shock mount that come when we did the rear back half, see how you can mount it in 3 different spots?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this hole, and I'm going to use the top of this bracket here. So hopefully...
So we're going to use this and those up there.
I bought it to do it both ways.
He's on coffee number 2 today.
Yeah, holiday coffee cups. So
let me clean this can.
This pin.
There we go.
So we got. Okay, hind joint like that. So on the top, I'm going to put it like this. Right? This is going to go up in here. This hind joint's going to go in there. And this pin will go right through. Yep, just like that.
Okay.
I was going to say, oh, you gave me the wrong one. That's why I went up there to make sure I got the right stuff. So that's going to go up here.
That works.
Like that. Right through there. And then the bottom, it's got a clevis. The bottom's going to go right like that with another pin. Like so.
Whatever, if we got to drill the hole out in the bracket a little. Or no.
You don't have to drill nothing. That's why I bought it like that. Just like that.
Beautiful.
Right? So now
I'll weld
put the bar in
everything
there.
up.
I was going to make them where, and I might still be able to, if this can come all the way over here, right? Well, because then I can make, it'll be a turnbuckle. Like right now you'd have to, which doesn't really matter.
Right.
I mean,
anyway,
once you set it up in there, and then you can just pull and put the pin in it, and then the thing rides like that.
But I would like to be able to kind of like what those are, and you can turn them and then just stiffen the thing. And,
right.
You know,
That was the idea. But
we'll see.
Okay, so I could do the turnbuckle and put the other. I bought another hind joint for the bottom and a 3/8, and we could put it against here. And then I could just put a nut and bolt. Because if you put a pin in this on the bottom one,
yeah, it's not as much as the. It's not like the top, and it's got two. It's sitting like a cradle, kind of.
Right. So,
but we'll kind of figure that out a little more.
That'll work like that, but it'll move around because it's a hind joint. It needs a double. So it would have to be like that. But see, now you got.
Now you got. Just weld another tab off. Who knows?
No, I don't want it because then if I ever have to move the shock.
Yeah, true.
You can't.
We'll see if we can put it in.
What
there,
I was thinking, I was doing it from here to here.
Yeah.
And then I could just get a longer pin like this, right?
Yeah.
And go right through here.
Uh-huh.
We'd have to drill that out or get a longer pin.
Whatever, a nut and bolt from
Or
there,
a nut and bolt,
whatever. Well,
I'm trying to do it with the pin so it's nice and easy to do, so.
Yeah. No, but I want to maybe be able to do so you can twist them.
Yeah.
And
It'll be easier to take them in and out.
Yeah. So
All right, so we're going to get started on this. We'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, so we got these ends. He's got them all cleaned up. Starting to weld those. And once he welds the tops on, then we'll measure them out and see how we want the bottom to come out. Okie dokie. One down. Welding up the second one. I'm gonna wait for that to cool down a minute, and then I'm gonna go measure it out and see where I gotta put the other end on it. It's gonna go like that. I'm gonna cut that there.
I really wanted to put a hind joint.
Yeah,
We can.
let me see something. So if I go like that, right? I mean, I could put the hind joint, but then you gotta nut and bolt it on the bottom.
Whatever. I don't think it'll be any worse. It's
mean, it's
a
still gonna go-
little
it's
longer than a pin, but whatever. I mean, sticks we couldn't make another insert. Like if they had an insert like that, that was a.
I know. I tried.
was
They didn't
just
have
like that.
They didn't have nothing like that. That would have been a ticket. The only way that would work would be.
Who's to say we can't thread one? No.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Relax. But it's left-handed thread now,
Yeah. Oh.
so you can't even do that.
Need a left-handed smoke shifter now. No.
Yeah. All right.
Left-hand
We're
thread.
gonna go with the clevis.
All right. Whatever.
All right. So we'll cut that at that height. I want to be able to just do that. Boop, bing, done.
All right.
Or
Well,
else, you know what?
Yeah, on the top and the bottom. Yeah.
And then we got more stuff to do when we get to the track.
Whatever. We gotta jump on the car just a hair to like push it down to take it off. Whatever. So.
Either way, you're gonna be doing. More
Well, no, technically, because the other ones you just adjust them till they're
Just
loose.
make sure
But
this size is the same.
okay, we'll get these cut off and everything.
That cut, I gotta file it inside of this.
All right, we're gonna go with these on the end. Clean those up, and then I'll I gotta sand the ends of those down. So
Right, so let's say you're there. You're gonna go in with the bottom first. Right. Nice like that. And then you're gonna,
we'll have to adjust it to.
right, just spin the top.
And then again, you can even make it a hair
Right.
tighter, and I just gotta, move the
Yep.
back of the car up.
Yeah.
But that looks good right there. They gotta go down or up?
Down. I left enough room to go up and down. Just like that. And that's it. And that'll keep it from moving around. It don't have to be,
Stupid tight,
right,
but.
that's it, just like that.
And again, like I said,
It would have been nicer if it was,
if you could spin it,
if you
but
could spin it, but then it doesn't matter. I mean, it's locked in that spot, so it can't do nothing. I mean, right now it's moving because of the,
well, it's not bolted in on the bottom,
yeah.
so.
it ain't going anywhere.
Like I said, we could spread it a little bit, and you pop them in, and then it's really stiff if you want. So.
Right.
Not we're lazy, but I mean, you know, if somebody's gonna do these, yeah, make an extra bracket, and then, you know, we're just utilizing holes we already got and stuff. So, but you put another one, put a bracket in, you put another one of those on the end, and then they look like those, and you could turn them and make them as tight or loose as you need to.
Right.
But for us, they're gonna work just fine. I gotta weld the bottom in now.
Yep. All right. And then that.
Weld that one in on the bottom.
Lock the nut on, and that's it.
Cool. All right, let me weld it.
And you got to make sure that you sand this down, make that clean. That's what it'll look like. He's welding the other one up. Get them done. Then we're going to bring the car in here, put it up on this lift, take the shocks out, put those in, and then we can move the car back and put it away until the shocks come back. I'll give you the info on that in the next couple of clips here.
All right, these are done. Not bad. We're gonna clean up in here, and we'll move the car in, and then we gotta weld up a bunch of other stuff on the headers because we're gonna put these in, then we can take the shocks out and everything.
All right, so we got this thing up in the air. And disconnect all this stuff. Jack it up, take the shocks out, and set these two things in there that we made. We'll end up painting those later. And send these shocks off. Alright, well, I decided I'm going to paint them before I put them in. So I put some self-etching primer on. I'm going to let them dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to hit them with the black. This way they're in there, they don't rust. Because I don't know how long they're going to be in there for a little while. And then plus they're going to be in there riding around for a while. So, got the shocks out. I'll take the springs off, unload them. This one kind of looks like it might have been leaking, but I'm not sure. Alright, so I'm gonna take those apart, box them up, and send them out. I'll show you the name and stuff of the guy that's doing them, in case you got to get yours done. Alright, so here's what it looks like. Pin, nice and easy to take off, and that's it. Alright. Now when you transport it, you don't have to worry about the shock getting beat up. That's one thing done. Now we got to come over here, we're going to let it down, and Josh's going to weld up this header so we get that fixed.
Yeah, look what this is, John.
Fix all that thing. Yeah. Alright, so we're getting these headers all repaired. Get that all done. Yeah. Next ones we make, we're going to make a all the way around them, like a brace all the way around them.
On the top. I mean, we could even do that now, technically, but make a ring around the top.
Yeah, that's what they need.
Now, let me try to just go down on this.
All right.
A little bit on the edges like this.
Yep. Alright, well, we can't get all the way in there, so I'm just going to take the header off. So I'm taking this side off, he's welding the other side, he's fixing that one up. I just want to make sure we get this good, because I don't want that coming back off again. Even though it probably will, but I don't want it coming off like tomorrow. So I already started taking the EGTs out. We're going to disconnect all this stuff, take it off, put it on the bench so we could get the top and the bottom, and then underneath that spot. Alright, so we got the header off. A lot easier on them doing it up here like this, because
Get around everything.
you can get around everything. When you're trying to do it in the car, you can't get your head in there, you can't see. can't get the torch at the right angle for stuff. So, all right. So we're gonna finish welding this all up. We got a couple of repairs to make. I'm gonna add another piece in here. Glad the gasket came out without getting ripped up, so that's good. Finish this thing up. The other side's all done. Put it right back together. Alright, so Josh finished welding up all the headers. I'm just putting them back on. Gotta finish tightening up all the bolts. Plug in the O2 sensor, all the plugs, all that EGTs and all that good stuff. So we'll get this thing all back together. And then I'm gonna pull the valve covers off, go through the valves real quick, make sure they're all good. And the injectors went out. They actually called yesterday. They should be back here Monday. So one of them one did have an issue. So glad we caught that. That's probably what that popping was dripping down. One of the pintles was bad, so we had a leaker. All right, let me finish putting this thing back together. All right, went through all the valves. Check the spring pressure with the spring pressure tool. So basically you want to pull on this, and then when you feel the spring start to collapse, you'll get a number here. So is it an accurate number? Probably not, but as long as you're the same as when you started, right? So I'm at like just about 280 to 300. So just when it comes to it right about there, it unloads the spring. So we're good. Well, they're all the same. All the lashes are good. I had a couple that needed to be, ones needed to be a little bit looser, two needed to be a little bit tighter, but being it's the first after the first running of the engine, since we put it back together, basically dyno time and everything else. I think I checked them after the dyno, but I don't remember. But I usually check them pretty often. But for that kind of movement, probably never see them move again after this. So usually they're good. The last setup we had, I mean, we checked them probably every time we went to the track, and I don't think we ever adjusted anything. They were always good within spec. So that Jezel valve train setup is really sweet. That's what we're putting on the other engine too. So same setup. All right, so I'm going to put this valve cover back together. I got to find a washer that went down into my tray. I got to probably take the floor pan off to get that back out. Put this side back together and go check the other side real quick. All right, all that's done. Everything's good. One more thing to fix. So this holds the fender on the side. This actually cracked and it was sticking out. So I noticed the fender kind of kicked out a little bit. So I'm gonna grind this down, put a new little bead of weld around that. Both sides doing the same thing. A lot of maintenance, man. So you got to go over the whole car. When it was like a 10-second car, it had maintenance. When it was a 12-second car, it had maintenance. You know, the faster you go, the more crap you got to keep your eye on. So, all right, so we're gonna do that real quick. Make sure these are on good, and then I'm gonna mount the radials on the new rims, and then we're gonna take those wheels off real quick. Make sure they fit nice the way we want. This is where we have them. Because after we get the car to work with the slicks, and then I'm going to take them off, and then we're going to go to the radial tires, pro bracket radials. we're gonna try those out. Everybody swears by them. They're all telling us they'll be better, so we'll see. All right, got those things nice, all set. Working on these wheels. I dropped the suspension down, so you guys see me do this before. You got to take half the freaking car apart to get the wheels off. The dry shaft has to come off. 4-link. The shocks have to come off. Sway bar links got to come off. But so we're gonna try these wheels out. I just put one. I took that one off. I put it on there. It fits real nice, just for clearance. Make sure it cleared the caliper and all that. So if you guys haven't seen the video, go back a couple of videos. Mac Fab built these wheels for us. So normally you can only go 6 inches here in the back to get the bead, or to get the tire over the bead. So these are actually 6.5. So if you see, this has a drop down. So this, right? So we supplied the ring in the middle because I had those. And he supplied the front drum and the rear drum. The rear drum, they used a different style. I forget what brand they used, but it's a different drum. It's a little bit narrower, okay? And it'll give you a little bit more clearance, so you could get that extra 1/2 inch of tire onto the back. Front, no problem, okay? So you could go in with the front, you could go in as much as you want because it's down. There's only this much. This is the one that's the problem, okay? But anyway, they took care of that. Mac Fab. So if you guys want wheels, great wheels. They do them right on the spot. Watch the video. It's pretty awesome, the whole process. All right, so I'm going to get these, the other side taken apart, take all the bolts off it, and then I'm going to mount one of those radial, pro bracket radials on here. Stick it up on there and see how it fits. All right. Got that one on. And now we're doing these. How many guys did it take to put a radial on?
16.
15 people.
I thought you said a radio.
A radial. God, these things kicked our ass right here. All right, well, they ain't coming off. I'm glad I got extra rims. So you ain't swapping rims back and forth for sure.
Dude, we're going to cut these off when they're done.
Gee whiz. All right, so we're going to finish bolting them all down. Make them sure they're all tight. Flip the other side over. They fit nice. Tried them on. These actually go on the car easier than the slicks go on because they're kind of round on the edge, so they fit in between the wheel well a little bit easier. Because on the slicks, you got to let the air out of the tire and then like push it all together so you can get it past the wheel well. All right. Finish putting these on.
You put like 20 in them right now.
All right, so these came out nice. I'll tell you what, they're a pain in the neck to mount for sure. We're gonna balance them real quick and then go stick them in the garage because we ain't putting these on anytime soon, I don't think. We're gonna get the car to work with the slicks. Once we know it works with the slicks, write all the numbers down, everything where everything is, and then we'll start testing it with these. This is where we can always go back to whatever the slick. All right. 7:30 at night on Saturday. They delivered the. They just got the shocks in, so. My man was good on his word. He says, you'll have them Saturday. So, it's still Saturday. All right. We'll be putting them suckers back in tomorrow. Okay, we got the shocks back. So, that's... If you need your shocks serviced, check this guy out. Awesome dude. Helped us out big time right now. Okay, so he sends you a dyno sheet with them. We cleaned them, went through them, make sure they're all good, recharged them with nitrogen, gave us some settings to set them up with, so they're actually set at a setting that he wants, that we should try, and oh yeah, they're way already, I could tell, look at that, they come out on their own. They were stiff as a board before, I couldn't even move them in or out, so we're good. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna put them back together. I'm gonna clean all this other stuff up, clean the springs and all the pockets and the bearings and everything, reassemble them, and then put them back in the car. Get these things ready. We're gonna make sure everything's nice and clean.
Grease it up a little.
Little tiny bit of grease on here. Those are done. And these are nice and clean. And on my phone, I took a picture of how far up they were, so I know to be in the same spot.
Let me go get it. Measure them out already.
Yeah.
Here, I'll work that. Hang on. I know, I put it backwards.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
Ready?
Yeah, down, 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 right up.
Alright, ready?
My hair, yeah. Go, 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 go. Right. More. Oh, right, good, right there. All right, that's all done. I'm gonna let it down, put it back in the garage. Put it in there, put it up on the other lift, set the settings on it, and then we'll put our little struts back on and get it ready for the ride.
We got the oil draining out. We're gonna take the screen off so we can check all this real quick, make sure there's nothing in it.
Oh, you can see there's nothing in it here.
Nah, I know, it
That's
looks,
the beauty of it. You could just.
it's clean looking.
Well, you could just hit that thing with air, but there's nothing in it. I want to just take it off and clean it anyway.
Well, we could hit it with air and then blow all the whatever oil's in it will come out, so. We're gonna let the oil drain out all night, and then we just,
You started putting oil in this thing?
yeah, I'm putting it in the filter. So we just put the shock settings, we just got off the phone with Chuck, and we're gonna put them at 14 and 4, he said.
Yeah, we're gonna start.
This is what the graphs look like, so. That's our graph reading. That's what one of them's what they were, and then what he dynoed them at and everything. So,
well, this tells you what the settings are, what they do with each
different
setting.
ones.
So this is what happened with the one that was on. See, it was really stiff. So now, and then this is the. So this is compression. I'm sorry, rebound compression. So now what we did was we set them at 4.
On the rebound and 14 on the
extension.
compression. So those are set in there. We gotta put the injectors in or whatever.
Injectors, all that stuff back in, and that's it. So I'm gonna let the oil drain out and finish draining. Thanks again to Joe at Advanced Auto Parts. Appreciate that. Appreciate Chuck Kidwell for helping us out with the shocks. If you guys need any shock stuff, send them to him, man. Prices are great. Service was great. They came right back. Sent them out, came right back. So took care of us. And now he's willing to also help you tune it with it. So it ain't like, hey, here's your shocks back. You know?
It's awesome.
So, it's pretty cool. All right? So Next video you'll see will be down in Florida at No Guts, No Glory. Because there's no other time to go testing before then, so that's where we're going to be doing all our testing. We'll be there for the whole week. We'll be doing all kinds of testing with the car. So don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in Florida where it's warm because we're freezing our butts off up here.
And we're gonna go in the heater right now, prime my fenders.